The Second Amendment, a right unlike any other. It is a cornerstone of our freedoms, a testament to the foresight of our founding fathers. The founding fathers enshrined our rights in the Constitution, ensuring that future generations would inherit a legacy of liberty and justice. These rights are not suggestions. They are not privileges. They are inherent and undeniable, woven into the very fabric of our nation. Yet the Second Amendment stands alone, often misunderstood and misrepresented. It is the only right treated like a second-class citizen, subject to the whims of bureaucrats and politicians who seek to undermine its importance. Think about it. Your First Amendment rights don't disappear when you cross state lines. They remain intact, protecting your freedom of expression and religion. Freedom of speech doesn't end at a border. It is a fundamental right that transcends geographical boundaries. Neither does freedom of religion. The right to worship freely is protected no matter where you are in this great nation. But the right to bear arms, the right to defend yourself, your family, your very liberty, that right is treated differently, and that is unacceptable. It is a right that should be as respected and protected as any other. The Second Amendment doesn't say the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, except when you travel here. It is a clear, unambiguous statement. The Founding Fathers intended for this right to be absolute, without exceptions or limitations. The Founding Fathers understood the danger of tyranny, both foreign and domestic. They knew that a well-armed citizenry was the best defense against oppression. They knew an armed citizenry was the best defense against both. It was a safeguard for the people's freedom and a deterrent against those who would seek to take it away. Today, that right is under attack like never before. The voices calling for its restriction grow louder, fueled by fear and misinformation. Anti-gun zealots, blinded by fear and ignorance, want to strip us of our ability to protect ourselves. They fail to understand that disarming law-abiding citizens does not make us safer. They want to make us dependent on a government they don't even trust. They seek to erode our self-reliance and our ability to stand up for ourselves. But we will not comply. We will not stand idly by as our rights are stripped away. We will not be disarmed. We will continue to exercise our rights and defend them against all threats. We will stand up for our rights. We will make our voices heard and ensure that the Second Amendment remains a vital part of our Constitution. We will defend the Second Amendment, for it is not just a right, but a symbol of our enduring freedom and resilience. Constitutional carry is the purest form of the Second Amendment. Constitutional carry is simple. It means the Constitution is enough. No government permission slip required. If you're a law-abiding citizen, you have the right to carry a firearm. Period. This is not radical, it's common sense. It's a return to the original intent of the Second Amendment. And it's time for it to be the law of the land. Opponents will say it's dangerous, that it will lead to more violence. But they're wrong. They're fear-mongering. The truth is, states with constitutional carry are safer. They have lower crime rates, because criminals are less likely to target someone they think might be armed. Self-defense, the core of the Second Amendment. This fundamental right is deeply rooted in the history and culture of the United States. The Second Amendment is about self-defense. It is a principle that has been upheld for generations, ensuring that individuals have the means to protect themselves and their loved ones. It's about empowering individuals to protect themselves, their families, and their property. This empowerment is not just about owning a firearm, but also about being responsible and prepared. It's about ensuring that the government can never disarm the people and leave them vulnerable to criminals or tyrants. This protection is a safeguard against any form of oppression. When seconds count, the police are minutes or even hours away. This delay can be critical in life-threatening situations. That's not a criticism of law enforcement. It's an acknowledgement of the reality that they cannot be everywhere at once. It's a fact of life. In moments of crisis, immediate self-defense can be the difference between life and death. And it's why we have the right to defend ourselves. This right is a cornerstone of personal freedom and security. We can't always rely on others to protect us. Personal responsibility and preparedness are key components of self-defense. Sometimes we have to be prepared to do it ourselves. This preparation involves training, awareness, and a commitment to safety. Constitutional carry recognizes this fundamental right. It acknowledges that law-abiding citizens should have the ability to defend themselves without undue restrictions. It doesn't create a new right. It reaffirms the rights that have always been part of our national identity. It simply affirms what is already enshrined in the Constitution. This affirmation is a reminder of the enduring principles that guide our nation. It says that law-abiding citizens should not be punished for exercising their God-given right to self-defense. This right is essential for the preservation of liberty and justice for all. Section 4. Deterrence, making criminals think twice. Imagine a world where criminals think twice before targeting a victim, where the possibility, even the probability, that their intended victim is armed gives them pause. That's the world we want to live in. That's the world constitutional carry helps create. Criminals, by their very nature, seek out easy targets. They want to prey on the weak and vulnerable. But when citizens are armed, they become a much less appealing target. They present a risk that criminals would rather avoid. This deterrent effect is real. It's backed up by data and statistics, and it's one of the most compelling arguments for constitutional carry. When more people are legally carrying firearms, crime goes down. It's as simple as that. Section 5. Trusting citizens, the foundation of a free society. America was founded on the principle of individual liberty, a cornerstone that has shaped our nation since its inception. The idea that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights is fundamental to our identity. These are rights that no government can take away, rights that are intrinsic to our humanity. The Second Amendment is one of those sacred rights, enshrined in our Constitution. Constitutional carry is about trusting law-abiding citizens to exercise their rights responsibly. It's about recognizing that the vast majority of gun owners are responsible and use their firearms safely, adhering to the law. It's about rejecting the notion that government knows best and that we need their permission to exercise our fundamental rights, rights that are inherently ours. We trust citizens with the right to free speech, even though some people abuse that right, because freedom is not without its challenges. We trust them with the right to vote, even though some people make bad choices, because our society thrives on the participation of its citizens. Why should the right to bear arms be any different? Trusting citizens is the foundation of a free society, and that trust is what keeps our republic strong. Section 6. Reciprocity, respecting rights across state lines. Even with the progress we've made on constitutional carry, there's still work to be done. The patchwork of gun laws across the country creates confusion and can turn otherwise law-abiding citizens into criminals simply for crossing state lines. Sometimes it's as simple as crossing a city limit boundary. That's where nationwide concealed carry reciprocity comes in. Reciprocity means that if you have a permit to carry a concealed firearm in one state, it's recognized in every state, just like your driver's license. This doesn't infringe on states' rights. It simply ensures that the rights of law-abiding citizens are respected no matter where they travel. It's common sense. It's about fairness. And it's about time we had a national standard that upholds the Second Amendment for all Americans. Section 7. Our freedom, non-negotiable and absolute. The Second Amendment is not up for debate. It's not a bargaining chip. It's a fundamental individual right that is essential to our freedom. And we will not rest until it is fully restored and protected in every corner of this country. This is not about guns. It's about freedom. It's about self-reliance. It's about reminding the government that they never had the power to disarm the people and impose its will upon us. We the people will not be silenced. We will not be disarmed. We will stand up for our rights. We will defend the Constitution, and we will ensure that America remains the land of the free and the home of the brave. Stay frosty, my friends. Keep your head down and your powder dry.